Karen is 27, a college-educated housewife with 3 children. She first had LSD 4 months ago and has taken a trip every 2 weeks since.
Well, it means a great many things. It's not just one thing. For one thing, each time you take it, the experience is totally different. Sometimes it is very introspective. It goes back to my childhood and various events that happened then, which I've totally forgotten about now, but being an adult, I can see in a different way. Sometimes it is just the opposite. It's very social. You see other people in a different light, or yourself in relationship to other people in a different light. In general, I'd say that, hurry up, Ripley, that every aspect of life has more meaning, greater depth, greater variety than it did previous to taking LSD.
Her husband, Jerry, has also taken LSD.
A great deal of accepting myself and accepting other people, along with little kids like this. But my own growing up was rough sometimes, and I had a lot of things I had to learn to accept about myself before I could learn to accept the kids. And I was projecting a lot of things that I was disgruntled about onto the kids. LSD hasn't been the only reason, but it's certainly been a great help in it. A lot of times I feel that an experience with LSD is sometimes worth as much as a year in just learning how to accept kids and how to accept people.
Yes, my youngest took it accidentally. Got a hold of 3 cans, which is equivalent to 6 adult doses. He remained rigid for, about an hour or so, at which point he got off the couch he'd been sitting on, and he started to giggle. And he giggled and giggled, and he started talking. It was obvious that he was seeing a whole world of colors, of animals, of form, and he was able to verbalize it to a surprising degree. He's normally relatively quiet insofar as he doesn't talk a great deal. And he was just jabbering away.
This is what a dose of LSD looks like. A little powder in an ordinary capsule. Colorless, odorless, and tasteless. You mix it with fruit juice and drink it. Karen and Jerry are at the house of friends, ready to turn off for one of their fortnightly trips. They've hired a babysitter to mind their children for the next 24 hours.
The mood is restrained excitement, like the feeling at the start of a journey. Karen's friends have had a lot of trouble this time finding enough LSD. New national law against its manufacture or sale has shrunk the supply and driven the price up. What they're trying tonight comes from a new source, Czechoslovakia. But it's real LSD. It'll be an authentic trip.
2,000 miles away in New York, nearest fellow missionary Dr. Richard Alpert describes what it will be like.
I still find it very, very difficult to describe exactly what the experience is like. For the first year or two, we used to call it ineffable, just indescribable. And now we've reached for metaphors and ways to describe what the experience is about. The best image I can suggest for you to understand is if you grew up in a very small village and had lived in that little village in a valley all of your life, and then when you got to be a certain age, somebody took you by the hand and led you to the top of a nearby hill. And now you look down and you saw your whole life, as it were, as you were living it down in the village from this new vantage point.